Hello, welcome everyone. I want to welcome everyone, personally welcome everyone to the second episode of the Name to Be Determined podcast. That's right, I still don't have a name. And thanks to all the commenters and all the grand total of zero name suggestions, yeah, the podcast still doesn't have a name. I'm probably going to have to come up with it on my own, I guess. Looks like it. But it's fine. It's fine. I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do? I read a lot of those motivational things on Instagram and whatnot that say like, oh, Michael Jordan failed his high school basketball team. So you whatever you're doing is fine. All those fake motivational things. Like, how is that supposed to help me, bro? I don't even like basketball. Like, what does that even mean? Like, yeah, it doesn't help me. And you see all of them; they're always placed under like a pastel colored background, and they're all in like cute little fonts, and it's like you have to learn how to crawl before you can walk, or it's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get up or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know, man. That well, thank you, random post on Instagram. Thank you. When things really get tough, that's where I go for my wisdom and to help me get through is some random post on Instagram that helps me out. That's what when I'm just down in the dumps and I'm just really down and I'm just hating life. Thankfully, I'll always have those random Instagram posts. Now I'm shitting on them, but I like some of them. Some like I'm trying to think of any good one that and nothing comes to mind. I guess I'm so cynical. That's just how much of an asshole I am. Where things to make fun of come up like that. Like when they say this and I can just make fun of shit, no problem. But when it comes to actually giving props and saying something nice, I just blank out. But anyways, yeah, so pretty much all that is just my way of saying that I still don't have a name for the podcast. So we're gonna come up with one. So maybe on the next. How funny would it be if I just never got a name for it? I just never had a name, and forever the podcast was just called Name TBD or like to be determined, like Name TBD episode 168. Like just fucking 2 years into doing this, and I still don't have a name for it. What did I want to talk about? Oh, I had some things to talk about today. First off, something current events and whatnot. The Olympics. Has anyone been watching the Olympics? Has anyone been checking that out? I have, not too closely. Have been I've been kind of preoccupied. I've been working crazy hours this week. I don't know what motivated me to. Like usually I try to get out of work as much as I can. But this week they were like, "Hey, we need you guys to work some overtime hours." And I was like, "Shit, I'm already working overtime. I might as well just go full fucking throttle. I'm working 80 I did my timesheet this morning actually, and I put in 82 hours I worked this week. 82 hours. For those of you who don't know, 40 hours is a normal work week. So I got 42 hours overtime. I am doing the damn thing. And that's not to be like, oh, I'm such a hard worker. No, it's literally just, I need money. I need money, damn it. I'm going to be straight up with y'all. I'm going to be 100% honest with everyone. I need money. So yeah, I'm just plus, I got a lot of things coming up at the end of this month. I'm going on vacation. I'm going back up to New York. I'm camping with my family. This like yearly camp trip that everyone goes to. Super excited for that. My sister's coming down here to visit. My littlest sister, she's coming down here to visit. So I want to make sure I have some money to show her a good time, take her around, take her fun places, not just have her cooped up in the house. I never liked that. I never liked that. I mean, it just blows my mind that nowadays. Well, here I go. Here I'm about to talk about parents having no kids of my own, and the closest thing I have to kids are siblings that live 20 hours away from me. But it just seems like lately nowadays, kids don't play outside. They just don't play outside. I remember being their age. I didn't want to play outside either. I was forced to play outside. I wanted to stay in the AC, like especially in the summer. Oh, unless there was something fun to do. If there was like a pool, if someone had a pool, or if we were going to the beach or something fun to do, then I wanted to be outside, of course. But like those hot summer days where you're just melting, and your parents make you go outside, just play in the yard, like it was me and my little sister. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna tear it up out here. We're gonna get buck wild up in here. And like, there was nothing we do. We'd throw like sticks at each other and shit. Like, the fuck are we gonna do in the front yard in the ghetto of New York? Like, there was nothing to do. It's not like we could have fun and go on adventures and stuff. I see all those old movies of like kids in the 80s where they'd get on their bikes and just go like into the woods, and their parents would just be okay with that. The kids would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go play. I'll be back later," and they're like, "All right, be back before sundown," and they just disappeared. Back before cell phones were a thing. Back before any form of communication. Nothing. There was nothing to contact that child if they needed to be contacted, and it was just like, yeah, go play in the woods, go. Yeah, there's been a couple of unsolved murders in our town, and everyone is on edge, but go play in the woods. You're kids, go have fun. I'm sure the murderer won't attack kids. I'm sure he has some standards, some morals, and that was it. They just disappear into the woods. They'd go fucking find creeks and caves and all this sorts of shit, and at dinner time they just go back, and it was fine. That shit was not much. I would see those in movies, and I'd be like, where the fuck are they letting these kids do that? I want to be there. Dude, I remember, and I get it now. I'm not saying this as a complaint. I'm saying it as just telling you guys. But I remember we were allowed to go up to where the grass ended. I say grass, where it wasn't a lawn. It was patches of grass. We were allowed up to the last patch of grass on our parents' property. That was where we were allowed. And then when I turned like 13, I was allowed to take my bike in front of the house, the road in front of the house, from one end of the property on the right side to the other end of the property on the left side. The road in front, that's where I was allowed to ride my bike, and that was all I was allowed. And like I said, I get it now. I lived in a dangerous area, like 2 streets down. It was just a bad place. Like, I get it now. But back then, I was like, this is bullshit. And all the neighborhood kids whose parents didn't give a fuck about them would, got to do that. We're all going to go meet up at Jared's house. Come with us. And I'm like, I can't. My parents won't let me. And they're like, what? Your parents won't let you ride your bike to some kids' house they've never met, with their parents they've never met, in an area they've never gone, with people that don't even speak the same language as them? Your parents wouldn't allow you to do that? And I'd be like, yeah, I know, it's so dumb. But, I get it now. But even then, I don't know where I was going with that, but what I was trying to say is, yeah, I was still forced to go outside. I would have loved, if I couldn't go anywhere and I wasn't allowed out of my yard, I would have loved to stay home and just play Xbox. That's what I wanted to do. At least let me stay in the AC and watch Looney Tunes or some shit. Nope. You're wasting your childhood. You're being very, you're being spoiled. No, go outside. And it was either go outside and just play outside, or have to go to work with my stepdad at the time and bust my ass at a mechanic shop. So, of course, I was like, all right, I guess I'll just throw sticks at my sister. And that was how I spent most of my childhood. The good parts at least. Though that was kind of the peak of that was pretty much the peak of my childhood. But where was I going with this? Why did I start talking about... Wait, why did I stop talking? I was talking about my topic. My topic was the Olympics. How did I get to... I started talking about kids. I don't remember. Are we sharing childhood traumas? That's all this is. Hey, how's it going, Just Work? Yeah, welcome. So anyways, going back to the Olympics. I haven't been able to watch. Oh, that's why I was talking about why I haven't been able to watch the Olympics, because I've been working like crazy. I've been working like crazy because I'm trying to get my sister down to Florida so she can visit, and then I want to have money so I can hang out with her, because when I was young, no one ever did that to me. And then I started talking about my childhood. Somehow, all my conversations always end up talking about my fucked up childhood. But back to the Olympics. So I haven't been able to watch like a lot of it, but I was on YouTube after work, and I just went on YouTube, and in the recommended videos it said it showed a video about that Filipino girl. I don't know her name actually. I want to get her name because this was awesome. She won the first ever gold medal for the Philippines in deadlifting. Was it deadlifting? Filipino at the Olympics girl gold medalist. What was her name? Hideline Diaz, who won the first medal for the Philippines. What sport was it? It doesn't tell me the sport. It doesn't tell me the sport. I never understood why the Olympics go with the sports they do. That never made sense to me. Like, why is ping pong a sport in the Olympics? Like, I could meet the gold medalist in ping pong. He could come up to me and be like, "Hey, look, this is my gold medal. I'm a gold medal Olympicist, whatever you call him." And I'd be like, "Whoa, that's crazy, man! How? That's awesome! That's insane! What sport do you play?" He'd be like, "Ping pong." I'd be like, "Oh, okay." And that's not to say anything about the guy. I'm sure. I mean, he's accomplished more than I ever will. But like, I don't know how you can sit down and watch a match of ping pong. I can't. And it is fucking insane what they be doing. I gotta be honest. Like, you see, I'll see like clips of it on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram and stuff, and I'm like, that's cool. But I wouldn't sit there and watch a full match of ping pong. I just wouldn't. I'm sorry. Then what are some of the other sports? And there's like bobsledding. I think that's winter, but still sledding. You mean the activity that kids do on a snow day? That's somehow made an Olympic sport. Then there's that weird one where you have to sled, and then you have to get off the sled, pick up a gun and shoot the gun, and then leave skiing or something like that. It's like a 3-part thing where, and nothing of it makes sense. You come down to the area on a sled, so you have to be the best sledder. Then when you make it to the area where you just got off the sled, you pick up a rifle and you shoot at a target, and then they score how close you got to the bullseye, and then you finish it up by going away on skis. I don't remember if I got that right, but I was watching the Olympics once, the Winter Olympics, and that was what was happening. I was like, what is that? What was happening? And everyone's just like, oh, pretty good, yeah. She had a great time on the sled. Beautiful shot. She deserved to win. And I'm like, she deserved to win what? Like, what is that? It was just weird to me. But that being said, this girl, the one that won the gold medal, the first gold medal for Philippines, I was watching that and I was amazed. Dude, it kept showing the Filipino. I don't know what the right word is. The Filipinian. It kept showing the Filipino girl and the Chinese girl. And they were going weight for weight. Like, Filipino chick was the underdog. And they're just going weight for weight. One thing I didn't like was whenever the Chinese girl did it, they were the commentators were kind of like, "Yep, this is what she does. She's very good." And then when the Filipino girl does it, everyone's like, "And she did it. Oh, that's amazing." Why is the Chinese girl so like expected to be so much better? I don't know. Maybe she's like a deadlifting champion or something, and I'm just ignorant to the world of deadlifting. But it just seemed weird. Like, the commentators seemed pretty just boring when it was the Chinese girl, and she's done it. She did it again. There she is. We know what she's capable of. And then the Filipino girl would do the same thing, and she's like, "That's amazing. Oh wow!" And she's showing what she came here to do. I'm like, all right. But yeah, it was wild to me, because like these small, they were like, they looked like little girls. Like, after they lifted their, not little girls, but you know what I mean. Like, they were petite women. They lift their thing, they do their deadlift, and they go and hug the coaches, and the coaches are congratulating them, and they're shorter than all the coaches. The coaches are like some like middle-aged fat dudes, and the girls go over and they're celebrating, and they're shorter than all the dudes. So they're petite women, and they're putting up these weights that I'm like, what? It was like 120. Now I don't know what kilograms are. Let me see. How much did she weigh to win? How much did she put up to win? She put up. Does it say? Come on, just give me the thing I'm looking for. Why do you have to tell me every part of the story except what I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much she put up, but she put the weight up. She put the weight up, and yeah, she was small, but I thought it was adorable. Like it was really sweet, because you saw how much it meant to her. I thought that was really cool. Like that's the thing, Don't listen to me. I'm just an idiot on the internet talking about talking shit. I said it like joking around, but what these people are doing is amazing. It really is. Like I saw how much it meant. Like that's something she trained for her entire life, and she did it. And the ping pong guys too. Ping pong guys, I'm sorry about what I said. I know you're the best at ping pong. You're the best in the world at ping pong. If I ever have a college party, I know not to bring out the paddles when you're around. But no, but all jokes aside, I know how incredible it is to be in the position they're in. The amount of work that it takes to be in there. So it's awesome. And seeing that girl, like I said, I haven't been able to watch much of the Olympics, but seeing that one girl win her country's first ever gold medal, it just showed like how much this means to those people. And I think it's awesome. She like every time she lifted it, she hadn't even won yet, and every time she actually did it, she burst into tears, like happy tears, and I was like, that's amazing. Like even if she doesn't even know if she's gonna win, but just the fact that she's there and that she managed to do what she set her mind to and what she knows she's capable of doing, that's awesome. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm really enjoying the Olympics. And by the way, guys, like really, I really mean that. Like, don't listen. And that was I'm just talking shit. Those are the worst kind of people. The people that like, watch like beauty pageants. Like they'll watch like Miss Universe, or they'll watch a sports game or something. And as they're sitting on their fat asses on the couch, they'll be like, "Oh, I can't believe they did it like that," just shoveling chips and fucking and chocolate and cheese into their mouths. Just, I can't believe they did it like that. Why would they do it like that? They're so dumb. It's like, you're not doing shit. Like, I don't think they're worried about what you're doing. They're not over there like, oh, you do the chocolate and then the cheese, not the cheese and then the chocolate. Like, they don't give a fuck about what you're doing. So for you to be like, oh, they're, for you to criticize, like, I get, sometimes, like, if my team loses, like, if I'm watching my team play and they fuck up something, I'll be like, you fucking suck, like, but I don't mean it. I'm not going to go online and be like, I can't believe we paid this much for you, money wasted, like go back to whatever team we got you from, like you're not needed here and stuff. Which is why, and this is going back a bit, but this is why when during the Euros in the final when England played Italy and England were amazing even to get to the final, and they played great in the final. And everything came down to penalty kicks, and 3 of the England players, I believe, I didn't watch the match. I kind of caught the highlights. I was at work. But 3 of the England players missed their penalties. I believe it was Jadon Sancho, I'm blanking. I remember Jadon Sancho was one, I believe. But 3 of the England players missed their penalties. And everyone started shitting on them. Everyone. And in fucked up ways too. Racist comments on their Instagram. People are all over social media just talking all sorts of shit about them. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing with your life where you see someone get to the point where those 3 gentlemen got to, and have the absolute, and try their absolute best, and unfortunately it doesn't go their way, and immediately you start shitting on them. First of all, not even mentioning the racist things, which obviously is fucked up. If you're posting any type of racist messages because your team lost or whatever, you should be just eradicated. And I mean that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You don't deserve to live. You don't deserve to live. If your response to your team losing is to go log onto your computer with your fat little thumbs and fucking huffing and puffing and spout a bunch of racist shit, you don't deserve life. I'm sorry to tell you. There's no way around it. But even so that's obviously. But even the ones that still, even if they didn't say anything racist, we're still shitting on them. It's like, what are you doing with your life, bro? Like, are you, is anyone fucking booing you? Is anyone cheering you on when you fucking file your tax returns properly? When you just deliver mail so much better than everyone else, don't you? You're just the best at fucking at serving them burgers, aren't you? Like, get the fuck out of here. And you're gonna go and talk shit. The kid who missed the penalty that unfortunately cost England the game, he was 19. He was 19 years old. What were you doing? What was I doing at 19? At 19 years old, I was just out of high school. Didn't know what the fuck I was gonna be doing. Went to college because for something that I had no interest in, just because they told me for years that you're supposed to go to college. So like, and I'm sure most people's story is the exact same. At 19, what is anyone doing? And then this kid who has the absolute balls to go for his dreams and fucking not only go for it but succeeds and plays for his national team in a continental cup or tournament, and not only that, makes it to the final and has the absolute balls to, knowing that he's taking the deciding penalty, step up to that fucking ball and take the deciding penalty, and happens to miss. This kid has the balls that no one will ever have, and then some dickhead in Worcestershire, Schlungadunga, or whatever fucking town in England is subjecting this kid to not only abuse but racist abuse. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Kindly stop living today, please. You've lived too long. Please, if you do that shit, that's enough. But yeah, that's it. Just blows my mind. Those are some of the worst type of people. People who criticize professionals and athletes and all those people. They're the worst kind. Them and people who don't wipe down the machines when you're at the gym. People who we should do this. This is gonna be the comment for the day. I'm gonna keep doing telling you guys to write a comment in the YouTube channel, in the YouTube comments, until we get one. So this is the comment for this week. Name name the worst type of person in your mind. What is the worst type of person? I gave that one. The people who shit on athletes when they mess up, knowing they can't do anything near what those athletes can do. People who don't wipe down the machine when they're done using it at the gym. People who don't let you merge in traffic. Who they know that you're trying, like if your lane is ending or something, and they know you have to cut in, and they just refuse not to. Like if you're in a traffic jam. All those are the worst fucking people. New top one. The worst fucking people, the ones where you're driving and they see that a traffic jam is happening, and they see that your lane is ending, so you try to get into their lane and they just refuse to let you in. Oh, I throw my car at those people. I'm like, all right, like they'll be driving like a fucking like Porsche or a fucking Corvette or something, and I'm driving like a shitty like 2006 Nissan, and I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck, all right? You have more to lose than I do. You can stop if you want. And I just go. I don't give a shit. Get the fuck out of here. You're not going to let me in when you see just because you want to be 2 cars in front of me. Just because you can't handle getting to your destination 2 seconds later. Because, it's it's unbelievable that someone as important as you would have to wait, would have to abide to the normal expectations of traffic. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. So that's the kind of those are my worst types of people. But yeah, anyone leave your worst type of person who you hate. Just people that if you think like every one of these people in on the earth could disappear tomorrow and the world would actually be a better place. Name that type of person, who that type of person would be for you. But other than that, yeah, that was episode 2. Not bad. Episode 2 of the Name TBD podcast. Still don't have a name. We're gonna work on that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, all that wonderful stuff. It helps me out a lot. You know, not only to look good, like I have, like I actually have people that care about me and want to hear what I say, but also it helps me get out to other people, who maybe want to hear some idiot talk about random things. You know, who knows? They might. You don't know. You know, Michael Jordan failed his high school basketball team just because my podcast isn't getting a lot of views. The first few episodes doesn't mean it's not going to take off. You know, Abraham Lincoln failed his speech 16 times before he. I don't know whatever. You got to learn how to walk before you can crawl or run or fly or whatever it is. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is my therapy. This is cheaper than therapy, you know. It allows me to talk whatever I got to talk out without actually having to pay those crazy therapist prices. But yeah, thank you to everyone, and have a good one. Peace.